Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica and I'm glad you guys stopped by today. I am talking about different types of binges today. So I did a video on binge eating disorder. I do have binge eating disorder. I know a lot of you have binge eating disorder, and so I was just thinking and went through, different times we tend to binge, and I categorize those. So I have 5 different types of binges that I want to talk about. So, number 1. This one I called the pregame. So, this is when you eat something before you go do something where you're probably going to eat. So, for me, this is probably the most common one that I do now. And that would be like right before I leave work, I eat something, or I will stop somewhere on my way home, like a gas station or something like that, and eat something on the way home. Most of these you're gonna notice have that secrecy element to it because that's just what happens most often. We want our binges to be in private. So, or you might eat something at the house before you go to have dinner with somebody, or before you go to an event that's gonna have food. So that's what I call pre-gaming, eating before you go to do something where you're gonna eat again, like you hadn't just ate, okay? That is pre-gaming. Number 2 is what I call the ravenous binge. This one, I think, is what most people think of when they think of binging or binge eating disorder. It is like I have a massive amount of food and I'm gonna eat it really fast, like I'm not in control of my body. That one happens every once in a while, and usually that one happens when you have a lot of stress going on. The way that I can describe that one is gonna be, it's kind of like a wolf, okay? Here's Wolfie over here, and you're like, hey wolf, I'm putting you in a cage and I'm locking you up. And so you have your cage over Wolf. Wolf can't get out. You got him back. And then something stressful happens. Maybe you lose your car keys. Maybe, somebody yelled at you at work. Maybe you and your husband got into a fight. Okay? Maybe your car broke down. Things happen, and slowly that monster gets closer and closer to being released until the whole gate falls down and he comes out, and it's like, F it, I'm done. I'm about to go get some food, and it's gonna be a lot of food, and I'm gonna eat it all. That is the ravenous binge. Number 3, this is the planned binge. I used to be really guilty of this, especially when I would go dog sit at my mother's. I've always had roommates. I did live by myself for a little while. When I was single, whenever my mother would go out of town, I would go stay at her house and dog sit. And that was one of the main times I would do this. So the planned binge is when you know of a time you're gonna have some alone time, and you are just thinking about all the things you're gonna eat. And so, like, when I would go to my mom's to dog sit, I would stop at the Dollar General. There's a Dollar General by her house. I would get a bag of like broccoli and cheddar rice, a bag of Spanish rice, a can of ravioli, Debbie strawberry shortcake mixes. I'd get some ice cream. I would get all kinds of things. That was my planned binge. And that one is almost like how you're gonna unwind. It's like, yes, I'm gonna be alone. I'm gonna have the house to myself. I'm gonna take off my pants and I am just going to eat. And it's like you eat one thing and then you wait like 30 minutes, you eat another thing, you wait like 30 minutes. That one for me was like an all day thing. That was the planned binge. Number 4, this is probably most common for a lot of you, and that is late night eating. When I was younger, that was the most common one. My mom called it my night eating. I would get up like after everybody had gone to sleep and I would just eat. And it's a little bit different. The best way I can describe this is is usually repeat trips to the refrigerator. So it's like, all right, this is in the refrigerator. I'm gonna go get that and then I'll eat it. And then maybe I want more of it, so I'll go back. Or maybe that was salty and now I want something sweet, so I'm going back. Or maybe have some leftovers, I'm gonna eat that. It's usually like, okay, I'm just gonna eat this and that'll be done. And then it's like, nope, I want some more, I want some more, I want some more. And we just keep going to the refrigerator and eating. Also, I find with that one, sometimes it's like you're trying to go to sleep and you can't go to sleep because all you can think about is food. That's another late night one where you have gone to bed and then you just are like, oh, I'm never gonna go to sleep. Get up and eat this piece of cheesecake. That's another aspect of the late night binge. Number 5, I'm calling an accidental binge. And I know that probably doesn't make any sense. Here is what I'm saying. This is when you have those foods, and this may be more of like food addiction. I know those lines get blurry, but this is when you have the intention of eating just one or just a serving size, and maybe you have one, like you have a cookie and that cookie was so good, you just have to go get another one until you've eaten like 10 cookies. I always had that issue with like protein bars, like a lot of the diet food, like the Fiber One brownies or granola bars, gummies, things like that. Things that I really liked. Like I'd be like, I'm gonna have one of those. Like that's only 100 calories, I'm gonna have one of those. And then it's like, well, just one more. Well, just one more. And then it's like, I don't even care. I'm eating the whole thing. Or it could be where you just eat an entire bag of chips before you realize it. So if you have like a whole bag, you're just like, I'm just gonna eat a few chips. And then like you're not paying attention, you're mindless eating, and then all of a sudden you've eaten an entire bag. This happened to me the other day. I don't know if I would call it a binge. I went to Starbucks and I got the sous vide egg bites, the like bacon cheddar ones, and I was like, I'm only gonna eat one of these because both of them, like it's, even though they're just eggs and bacon, I guess the preservatives, whatever they have put in it, the carbs are pretty high in it. So I was just gonna eat one, and so I had eaten my one. I was like checking some emails, and then I looked down and I had eaten 2 and I didn't even realize it. So that would be an accidental binge. Those are my 5 different types of binges. I just thought that I would share that with you. I was watching someone, I think it was Jordan Shrinks. Yeah, Jordan Shrinks. She has a YouTube channel. She also has Instagram, and she was talking about how many days she had gone without a binge. That's what gave me the idea for this. How many days have you gone without a binge? And then I was like, well, I guess it depends on what you categorize as a binge. Are you just calling binge eating off your diet plan, or is it the ravenous binge? That's what made me think of all these. Is it, you know, eating before, what all qualifies as a binge? So a binge technically is eating more food in a certain period of time than a normal person would. So that is, you know, pretty ambiguous there. But anyways, that's just where the idea came from. So I said, you know what, I'm going to write down all of the things that I consider binges and how they're different and share those with you guys, because I know a lot of you experience this too, and so maybe you can relate to that. It doesn't always look the same. Binge eating disorder has some different faces and different ways of showing up. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button so that I know that you want to see more videos like this in the future. And of course, please subscribe to my channel so that you can see more of what I have to say. All right, bye y'all.